Today we're going to be talking about the little devil himself, Beelzebub. Yes, the SandLand show or movie with Series 1 came out recently, and I am here to talk about the show because I literally did the review on the manga. I do want to do a review on the game next, but also the show came out with the movie, and I was so excited when it came out. So today we're going to talk about it, and I am excited to talk about it first off. So let's just get into the conversation right away and let's just jump into it. The first thing I'm going to point out is that it is very identical to the manga. Yes, the movie itself is literally on par with the manga. I think it is phenomenally amazing of how good they did for the movie part. Even though, yes, they're calling it a season 1, it is a movie, not a series. Let's just point that out. So if people haven't kept up with the SandLand news and the movie and show or whatever the case may be, it's all about a little devil that is the son of Lucifer, which literally is pretty much Deborah. Pretty much takes his assistant with him, and they go on an adventure with the sheriff as they try to find the legendary lake. Now, even though they do get into a little bit of trouble and stuff, I love how this story just goes and unfolds and everything. And I love how they just don't explain the character right off the bat and then go straight into it halfway through the story, and then you know who the main guy is of this story, and he is phenomenally amazing. The reason why he is so good using a tank is because he is the legendary general himself, and I think it is phenomenally amazing how they point that out. And yes, it has some goofiness and stuff like that, but overall the story is just great in general. But going back to what I was saying about that, it follows the manga, I'm just super happy in general that they even did that, because they didn't have to, but they did. And I'm glad, because that really represents Akira Toriyama, especially what happened recently to him. So I am very proud and honored that they did this for him. And I just can't believe the masterpiece that they came out for the show. So it's really awesome and really amazing. And if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Now this is where I do want to jump into the actual series. This is where we get another character, which is this angel guy. And personally, I was annoyed. Who the fuck is this angel dude? This angel guy's bad, that's all I know. But even though I was a little confused of why we met this angel guy, he is still pretty annoying throughout the whole series. And even though, yes, he is a schemy guy and pretty much doesn't really care about anything else but himself pretty much, but he just only thinks that he is going to clean out the world by getting rid of all these demons. But even though he's working with a general, he even realizes that this angel dude is out of his mind and he is losing control, and having a ultimate weapon that could destroy the world itself is not what he wanted in general. So even though throughout most of the series you do get to see him pretty much be the evil guy until the end of the show, where he realizes that the princess, yes, that's a mechanic for the crew, but even though she's a mechanic princess and that, you find out that she's a half-blood demon. And I think this part is incredibly amazing, and I didn't even think about this even happening, how Beelzebub has a sister and she's a queen. I was stoked and excited when I heard about that. I was like, yes, now I want more of this show. What are the family members like? I need to know more. Now, even though I wasn't really fond of the princess much, even though, yeah, she was an intriguing character and she was very helpful and stuff like that, I do have to say, though, that season 1 does not compare to the movie itself. I have to give credit to the movie in general, because that is definitely Akira Toriyama's work, and I'm not entirely sure if Akira Toriyama really did make that season himself, because I feel like, yes, he probably did help out a bit before he passed away, but I also feel like it was more majority probably for the production of the show than it was more Akira Toriyama. So if I have to rate the season itself, I have to give it at least a 7.5 out of 10. There was a lot of things that could have gotten fixed, and also too, it was slightly rushed. I felt like the story, it just felt like you jumped in, you're into the next thing, and you're just trying to figure out what is the next part of this whole conclusion for the story and everything. And yes, I get it. There's an evil angel guy who's trying to destroy the demons by getting rid of them from the world. But also, too, he's just a pitiful, annoying enemy for a bad guy. And this is the one thing I personally think that if they wanted this character to develop better or even make his story a lot better than him being very egotist, I feel like this story could have been a lot better. This is the reason why I think the movie side to this whole season 1, if you want to call it that, is a lot better to storytelling than with the actual series itself. Even the side characters that were joining the crew and all that just did not feel that emotional connection with the characters, besides just feeling dull, like they wanted you to care for the characters, but it was kind of hard to care for somebody when the characters weren't that expressive, I found. And even with the general, by the end of the series, he does show a little bit of expression, but there's just a part of me that just didn't feel that. And even though, yes, there was a happy ending and stuff, the only thing I do have to say, though, is that the book itself, showed a lot more of a great conclusion than this series ever will. And that's why I have to give it a 7.5 out of it. It is a good show, but definitely could use a lot better improvements. And I feel like if it worked with Akira Toriyama, then they probably should have listened to him a little bit better than what they came to this conclusion. So that's why I feel like the show could use a lot more improvement if they do want to go to a season 2. I don't think they're going to try to go for a season 2, especially after the movie was just perfect itself. Personally, I felt like they should have just left it for the movie and not went with the series at all. I feel like they should have just left it, but I get it because the video game came out, they want to expand on the story, and that could be also another reason why we have a series after the movie. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be the case, but I'm just thinking that it could have. And if that's the case, they should have really planned it out a lot better. But that's all I have to say about this, guys. So let me know down in the comment section below what are your thoughts, opinions about SandLand series itself. Like I said, the movie is phenomenal, but the series definitely had some flaws that definitely could have used a lot better potential to put towards the show and to the characters and just in general. So I want to hear your thoughts on it. If you like the series, let me know down in the comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts about that in general. What do you think of the movie side? Just let me know in general about the whole thing. And I'll see you all, of course, in the next videos. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.